What's good, family? Welcome back to the potty. This is Life Coaching in Atlanta, the podcast. I am the creator, the producer, and the host of this platform. I'm certified life coach Ivan, and I want to start off by saying to anyone under the sound of my voice, I love y'all. I have the most supportive, the most uplifting, and kindest people in my corner. I thank y'all. Huge thank you to Brother Thomas Chapman for blessing my platform on the last episode titled Knowing Your Worth. We received an overwhelming response of DMs, replies, emails, shares, streams, and so forth, and counting. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. So here we are, episode 3. And I think I am starting to get the hang of this podcast thing. For those of you who don't already know, I have a YouTube channel. I've deleted over half of the content, but this is a little bit different from sitting in front of a camera. This is talking and the editing is different, but I'm getting the hang of it. So episode 3. So this time around, I have another special guest, and this woman, she means the world to me. She has helped me through some of the darkest times of my life. So I want all of my listeners, all of my followers, my subscribers. I want everybody to say hello to the beautiful, incomparable, talented, brilliant mogul, Miss That's Right herself, Miss Zeneta Corine, aka Miss Neka.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for always supporting me, always being there for me. I can always count on you for a good word.
Yeah, absolutely.
How you feeling today?
I am wonderful. I can't complain. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm feeling good. I actually, this weather isn't the best today. I flew in back home from Vegas this morning, and I went to sleep and woke up to this cloudy day. But
yeah.
But it's snowing in Chicago, so I'll take this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely.
So, as you know from the previous episode, I like to ask my guests a few questions. It's just to get us warmed up and also for our listeners to get a better feel of who you are. Of course, there's no right or wrong answers. It's just no rhetorical questions. Just random questions that I picked. Okay.
All
right. So number 1, what is one bad habit that you are trying to get rid of?
One bad habit that I'm trying to get rid of is saying yes so much. I know that could be a good thing and a bad thing, but it's a bad habit for me because I feel like sometimes a lot of my yeses are being taken advantage of or being taken for granted. So that's a bad habit of mine that I'm trying to get rid of.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's hard for you to say no.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Can I have $100? Yeah. No.
Good answer.
I see you getting rid of that real quick.
Thank you for helping me.
Life Coach Ivan.
That's it.
Question number 2.
Okay.
What is the best piece of advice that you have ever been given?
The best piece of advice I've ever been given was trust myself. A lot of times we can put our trust in so many different people we don't know, people we do know, but we already have the answers. Or if I trust myself and I fail, who do I have to blame? So that was the best piece of advice. Trust myself.
And who gave you that advice?
Willie Watkins, one of my good longtime friends, godfather, business owner, and he's actually my boss as well. So,
Okay. Nice. Great influence. Yeah. Question number 3. If you were a part of a TV family, which family would it be?
Oh, my God. What's the new show that just came out? Wait a minute. It's the Hartleys. Meet the Hartleys. That just came out on USA. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh my God. And the reason why the family, it's unscripted, and you can tell it if you watch it. And
Okay.
it's about a family. He's written songs for a lot of gospel choirs. He's a music producer. But the reason why I would like to be a part of that family TV show, because nobody knows what the next person is going to say, and it's just like everything is real. And
Oh.
I like the realness and the transparency of it. Without giving too much away, it's a lot of people judge because, oh, he this, oh, she that, but they are
Mm-hmm.
who they are, and I love it.
Nice, nice. I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna check that out, and it's on USA.
it's on USA. You'll love it.
Okay. So, question number 4: what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is losing myself.
Mm.
I almost did that a few times, and it's a fear because, especially in the way of the world right now, even though it's getting better, you
Mm-hmm.
just never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Even though I have a strong faith in God, it's just like, it's so easy to get caught up in things because it's like you're rushing to live because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So that's my biggest fear as of today.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's good because a lot of times too, we try so hard to please other people that we end up
Hmm.
losing ourselves in the process. You can't even
Absolutely.
make yourself happy no more because you've been too busy living for everybody else.
That's true.
So
That's true.
that's
That's good.
good, Z.
Hmm.
Question number 5: what is the
Hmm.
dumbest mistake that you have ever made?
Mm. The dumbest mistake I've ever made was, I would say, let me see. I think I would say going against somebody who I knew had my back,
Mm,
but I listened to somebody else. And it
okay.
cost me not only a relationship, but a good friendship. It was a few years ago, but that was the dumbest thing I ever made, the dumbest mistake I ever made. And I think about it to this day, even though it's been over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, question number 6: if you could
hmm
travel back in time or travel into the future, which one would it
Mm.
be and why?
Okay, that's a good one. I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
I would say, okay, even though I've lost my mom and grandma in the past, I know
Mm,
they living a good life right now, so I'm not gonna get all mushy right there. But I will say this: a love interest of mine years ago died on his motorcycle.
mm,
We had one of the best relationships ever. If I could just do what I wanted to do, or some of the things that I held back that he wanted us to do, I think I would go back in time with that, because that was one of the happiest times of my life. I'm
mm.
happy now, but one of the happier times in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I would definitely go back to the
yeah.
past.
And I always offer you and the family my condolences. That's,
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Question number 7: what
hmm
song best describes your life right now?
The song that best describes my life right now is "You Made a Way."
By who?
Woman back. What? Green. Travis Green. "You Made a Way."
Okay.
You made a way. That's it.
Okay, Travis Green. I'm gonna have
Yes,
to check out the Hartleys, and I gotta check out Travis Green. You made a way.
absolutely.
Okay, and I'm gonna
Yes,
follow back up with you once I do because you know I am.
I know.
Okay, question number
Okay.
8: what is the
Yes.
strangest gift that you have ever been given?
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, 2 rings.
Mm.
But it's crazy African that was obsessed with me.
Okay, so
And
tell
when he
us
told
more.
me, yeah, when he told me the meaning of them, I threw them away because I'm like, first of all, why did I get them?
Right.
And he kept saying he wanted me to be his wife, but we had never been together, never did anything.
Yeah.
And he just all of a sudden and gave me his. As a matter of fact, it was his mom's
Oh
rings. And
no.
I was so afraid because I'm like, sometimes people can be obsessive,
Yeah.
possessive, and I was afraid. And he was like telling me what they meant and how much I meant to him and they meant to him, and I'm like, Dude, come on now. This ain't life right here. So trash can, auto protection, all of that.
Right,
So
exactly.
that was one of the strangest things. It really scared me and terrified me. I didn't
Oh
know what was
God.
next. Watch too much ID channel.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
mean, but you can't take stuff like that lightly, for
absolutely.
real. So,
Yes.
question number 9,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, this is a good one.
Okay.
When you die, what would you like to be remembered for?
I would like for people to remember my my evangelism, my ministerism. Here's what I say about that. So it's a lot of times that I give back a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not gifts, but some of the gifts that God gave me.
Ooh.
So I really want people to just remember, if God has given you a gift, don't sit on it.
Mm.
Use it because it looks good on you. So I want people to remember the gift that God gave me. I shared it. I displayed it. And I tried to make everybody hear it and see it and believe in it.
Right.
So that's what I want people to take from me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's something I'm going to have to incorporate in my coaching sessions with my clients, and also in my own personal life, because there's things that I do personally that people don't know, and I consider it a gift, and I don't even share it with people, so it might inspire somebody else. So that was real good, Zane. I appreciate you for sharing that.
Okay.
And question number 10, last but not least, if
Okay.
you could give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Learn about credit.
That's great. That's real
because good. One day you're going to get some mail and your name going to be on it and you got to pay for that stuff. So I think learn about credit and learn about finances at an early age, especially at 18, that's a good tender age.
Yes.
I think that's very, very important.
That's real good. Yeah. So what if I was to put together a forum for 18-year-olds, teaching them about credit and financial aid? Would you be willing to be a part of that?
Absolutely, because I've been down that road. Mine was destroyed, and now I'm in the 8th. So I thank God for that, and I thank my knowledge. Just learning. So yeah, I think we should be able to reach out and help the next generation.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering those questions.
You're welcome.
I call that our breakfast.
Okay. I like that.
And so, very nice. Okay, so now that we got those questions answered, we got a better feel of who you are, but we still don't really know who you are. I know you as a Zeneta, Zany. We know Miss Neka, now Zeneta Corine. Who is Zeneta Corine?
Zeneta Corine is an exotic flower. Let me just say it like that. Okay, so Zeneta Corine is something special. She is a woman that will exemplify beauty on the inside and the outside, and is always willing to give her time, talents, and gifts. So the sweetest person that I know. But
me too, actually.
Thank you. And I'm gonna tell you another little secret. So on my left arm, I have a tattoo, and it's a beautiful rose. That's what you see when you look at my arm, but it's a spider web on there. So on the other side of the spider web is a black widow. That's something that you don't normally see, that side, because it takes a whole lot to get me on that side. So when you see me, you're going to see that rose, that exotic flower. But however, there's another side that you don't always see. I think that's that Corine side right there.
Ooh.
So Zeneta is what you get because that's the first impression that you're going to see. However, there is another side that we don't want to go to, but the exotic flower is the Zeneta Corine.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Okay, and then so you mentioned earlier about sharing the gifts that God gave you, and I can name 10 off the top of my head. Can you just give the audience just a brief tad of what gifts you have been blessed with and that you give away?
Absolutely. Well, the best gift that I thank God for is my gift of song and my gift of ministering. I have 5 octaves that I am appreciative of. So it has taken me around the world. It has gained me recordings, shows to meet some famous people. And I'm a celebrity in Atlanta myself, especially when I'm having to go on stage. So that's one gift. I cook.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm very family oriented And then my gift of song at the age of 18 landed me an opportunity with one of the biggest funeral home moguls in Atlanta, Georgia, Willie Watkins. I sung when I was 18 at my graduation. And from there on, it's been over 30 years now. I have been working with this man. And not only do I sing, now I'm able to direct some funerals and do some other things. So just my gift of just being a good person. I have a lot of respect for a lot of people. And I think my integrity, my intelligence, those are gifts too. We may say, oh, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that, or I got a good dot. That's a gift,
Yeah.
because they don't sell that on aisle 5 at Walmart.
No, they don't. No, they
That's
don't.
something that God give you. So
Absolutely.
I think, yes, my gift of song, my gift of food, cooking, and just my gift of being a people person, and my gift of gab has taken me a lot of places, and I just appreciate it.
That's awesome. And speaking of your gift of cooking, you know where I'm headed with this.
Yes.
When are we gonna get this cookbook?
Well, actually, it's going to come out on my birthday, which is next Tuesday, March the 23rd. However, I have to, get the books and then start selling them.
Okay.
I have everything I need, just trying to get some good prices and stuff. Don't want to overcharge anybody.
Yeah.
And I went from paper to hard so that, kind of increase it just a little bit. But it's something for the soul, not nothing all heavy. A lot of people trying to eat healthy and stuff. So it's just seafood, a little soul food, salads, and pastas.
Nice.
So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
And along with the cookbook, you also do personal meals for people, right?
I do. What I do is I bring the ambience to your home, and I have everything that you can think of, or if I don't have it, you just let me know and I'll get it. So that's launching too. I have done some personals, but I haven't done no more than 2 people at a time. But I am expanding that, and then I wanted to bring some people into my home and start cooking for them. But a lot of people like to be in their own homes, which I think is amazing too.
Yeah.
So I like to set up their ambience and then their own date night and on their patios and stuff like that, and then they still eating, not going home.
Right.
So yes, just setting the tone and and whatever food they want. I can cook it. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being able to, first of all, recognize the gifts that God has given you, and then being unselfish and giving back. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
So before we get into the meat and potatoes of episode 3. I do want to say that, Zeneta, you already know, and for anybody who is in my life or has been listening to me since day one, they know as well. But for anyone who's new to this podcast, I would like to give you all a fair warning. I use vulgar language from time to time. I cuss, I do a little swearing. I don't sugarcoat my thoughts at all. With that, by no means am I trying to offend anyone. I would never mention anyone's names, and I definitely would not slander anyone. This is my narrative with my thoughts, my feelings on my platform. So the views that are expressed on this show is strictly of myself and my invited guests.
Absolutely.
Okay. So episode 3, let's talk about forgiveness. So Z, in my coaching sessions, I always like to give my clients 3 takeaways, or I hit 3 topics or 3 points. With each podcast, I also like to do the same thing. And I explained the significance of the number 3 in a previous episode.
Okay.
So with this particular episode, in talking about forgiveness, the 3 points that I want to hit is 1, what is forgiveness? 2, exoneration, and 3, the release. So point number 1, what is forgiveness? So according to psychology, forgiveness is a deliberate decision to release feelings of anger, resentment, or vengeance towards someone who has hurt you. So with that being said, Z, what does forgiveness mean to you, and why is it important?
I think forgiveness is important because it's a mental thing. I think forgiveness is very important because, like the scientific, it's a release.
Yes.
It's a release of hurt feelings. And like they said, if you don't let go, you can you can really mess up your mental.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important so you can move forward. Not saying that you're just going to forget about it, but at least take a deep breath, take some time. I also suggest counseling, life coaching, because sometimes people can't forgive on their own. They need a little help.
That's right.
So I think it's very, very important just to protect your mental.
That's good. So,
and to protect somebody else's life.
Oh, yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah.
I definitely, truly understand what you're saying. You have to peel me off, somebody. So, with that, has there ever been a time where you had to make a decision where you have made a decision to forgive someone when other people felt like you shouldn't have?
Absolutely. I without doing a long story, I was in a relationship for 6 years. Me and this guy had a business together, had a home together, and one day he decided he just didn't want to be in it anymore. He took the whole house, every one of my shoes, and I didn't have anything but a karaoke machine and 2 ice trays. So I was hurt, and my family didn't want me to forgive him. And at first I was, like, these people wanted, a hit out on them and all that stuff because they cared about me. And it was like, why you not feeling this way? Oh, I was. Okay. But at the same time, what am I going to do?
Right.
I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray for him. But let me tell you something. Probably about a year later, I think it was on the news, his house burnt down. Everything that he took from me or us, he lost it. So now what? So it was very, very hard to this day. Sometimes be like, but I be just like, you know what? It's all good because I forgave him a long time ago. I didn't forget.
Right.
Okay. And it was a hard thing to do. My family was not backing my decision to forgive him and let it go and let me move forward because they wanted vengeance.
Right.
And they didn't understand why I didn't want vengeance because I'm going to be the first suspect, first of all.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And then how am I going to live my life with somebody's blood on their hands? Or if I be mad at him for the rest of my life, how would I move on to another relationship?
Absolutely.
How would I be able to trust somebody else? I wouldn't.
So, Zeneta, and not to get too far off subject, I'm also a person who's been in situations where I had to start completely over. How did you bounce back from that? From somebody just snatching everything from you at once unexpectedly?
Well, it was hard. I slept in my car one day. Even though I still had the house up there, I was scared and terrified to stay up there. So I slept in my car one day, still going to work, and then my mental started breaking down. And I had to tell my supervisor everything that was going on with me, something I did not want to do. But I had to. So I had to take a mental break. It was only 2 weeks, and I slept on a mattress for some months, had $12 in my checking account after I paid everything, my car note, everything. But I just kept saying, I know I'm gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna bounce back. And there's so many songs that you hear. I'm gonna tell you one song that To the Left by Beyonce.
Yeah.
I kept listening to those words, even though he kicked me to the left and took everything. I'm just like, what she's saying is what I need. So it just that song right there.
Yeah.
And that Mary J. My Life album, that got me through.
Oh yeah.
Along with my faith. I said, you know what? I got this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Music will definitely play a big role in delivering you, for real.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so, has there ever been a time where you had to forgive yourself?
Yes, there have.
When was that?
Let's see. I had to forgive myself. I will say this. So my mom was an alcoholic. Okay. And a lot of times when I go pick her up for church, she already had too many bills. Okay. And I'm like, Mama, come on now, And one Sunday, I was so pissed off. I said a couple of cussing. I ain't never talked to my mama like that. But I was pissed off, and I said, well, if she don't listen to us when, we talking straight, well, maybe I need to throw a little cussing words in there,
Yeah.
And that still didn't help, but it hurted me to my heart. And I said, damn, I talked to my mom like that. And she didn't even remember.
Wow.
But it hurt me so bad that I did that. And I didn't even have to do that. That was not the answer.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I just said, okay, what can we do?
Right.
So.
And so, how did the forgiveness of yourself process look to you?
Well, first I said, Mom, I'm sorry. She said, for what? Now, I don't know if she didn't really remember, but she had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept saying, God, please forgive me, Lord. I don't want to short my days. I
Yeah.
love my mama. I was just like, if she really heard me, do she know that I love her? And then we just went on about our everyday life. But I just kept saying, Mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like when she was in the hospital for 2 weeks, even though my job let me off because we had a relationship with my doctors and stuff, I just felt like that still was in my heart.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, Neka, you gotta let that go too. She know how you feel about her. So I had to forgive myself and we had to move forward because I said until she take her she gotta know.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, she knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, thanks for sharing that. That's powerful. Mm-hmm. So I recently had to forgive myself on 2 different occasions, and my insecurities played a role in both situations.
Okay.
So first, as you know, I have a very loving, beautiful, amazing partner.
Yeah.
And when we first met, it was very hard for me to let my guard down. I've been single over 10 years, and so that alone can damage a person's vulnerability.
Yeah.
And so with that, I had been hurt so many times trying to date and meet people till it was kind of like I was almost waiting for the fuck up to happen so I could just go ahead and end it before I got hurt. And so, but from the day we met until today, like the love, the respect, the compassion has never faltered. And I can be a handful. But I actually had to look in the mirror and forgive myself for allowing my insecurities to potentially block my blessing, something that I had prayed for over 10 years.
Wow.
And, and in that, I'm dealing with somebody who's patient with me. And then secondly, even with the whole YouTubing and podcasting, it was something that I had considered doing for a long time, but I was struggling with like, oh, well, is people going to like me? Or are they going to support me? Do I have the look? Do I have the sound? And my insecurities took over and it made me unconfident about even getting started. And so I had to look myself in the mirror again and say, fuck them. Like either they gonna like me or they not.
That's it.
If 100 people like me and 1,000 people don't, I'm grateful for those 100.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Those are the 2 times recently where I had to actually forgive myself.
Okay.
So
that's good.
In talking about forgiveness, I have a question.
Okay.
What is the difference between forgiving someone and excusing someone?
Oh, that's a good one too. I would say, we as a race can be very judgmental.
Oh yes.
So somebody can say something slick, and you'll be like, "Huh?" And they may just keep on doing it and keep on doing it. And you could just be like, you know what? Something going on there. I forgive you, whatever you're going through. Or you can just be like, excuse, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
That's just my difference. Because in one instance, you can say, or if one of your friends did something to you and they come and apologize, I forgive you. But if they know they did some foul shit and they didn't, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and excuse that shit because it's beneath me.
Absolutely.
So that's just my different takes on that.
And that's good. And it ties into exactly. So when you excuse someone, you allow them to escape the consequences of their actions.
Absolutely.
You extend them a pardon. So excuse and excuse is almost the same word, almost spelled,
the same, right.
So you are releasing them from any penalty of their actions, which allows you to still have that chip on your shoulder. But when you forgive somebody, you are releasing and you're resenting those actions, which leads us to our next point of exoneration.
Okay.
You like how I went on into that?
Was like that good? You better do it.
Life Coach Ivan.
I'm up here like,
I'm working
okay.
this on this website, so
Yes.
hopefully they
Teach
give me
me,
my
honey.
STEMI.
Yeah.
Uh,
You'll get it.
I pray I do. So,
Okay.
point number 2, exoneration. So, exoneration essentially means that the slate is completely wiped clean. So,
Mm-hmm.
basically, exoneration means to forgive and forget.
Right.
When you exonerate someone, it's kind of like the harm never took place.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's hard for
Hmm.
me to forgive and forget because, like DMX said, I can forgive, I just can't forget. You on your own, little man. Don't ask me for shit. I just can't
Ah,
forgive and forget that easy.
yeah.
So, is it easy for you to forgive and completely forget?
No. Now I have done that before, but it takes a minute because I'll go back to infidelity in a marriage. When some shit like that happens, you be like, okay, you wanna murder, kill. Then you be like, okay, we go eat, we cool. But then you start back thinking about that stuff. So I haven't forgiven him yet.
Okay.
But then when I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about it, and either you gonna forgive me and stay, or we can't do this no more.
Yeah.
Because now y'all getting on each other's
Yeah.
nerves. So either I'm gonna forgive you, I ain't forgot
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But then in the instance, if you say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna make this work. Eventually, you'll put it in the back of your head. You're not gonna forget, but you put it in the back, and you wipe the slate clean. You exonerate them from all of that. We're not gonna talk about it no more. We're not gonna bring it up no more. But if you cannot do that first step,
Yeah.
forgiveness, or if you say you forgive and you didn't forget and you keep bringing it up, it's just gonna fester.
Exactly. So, speaking of that, and trust is going to definitely be a topic because I got so much to say because I have a hard time with trusting people.
Yeah.
Um, how do you experience infidelity in a relationship, and then after that, how is it not that everything this person do every time you on your phone, every time your phone ring, it's like, who was that bitch? I have an issue with that. Like, I don't know how to
And
shake that.
and here's the thing: the person who was doing the infidelity, they will have to change some of their actions because you're gonna have to gain my trust back.
Mm.
I don't know how the hell you're gonna do it, but that phone ain't it.
Yeah.
Them even all that stuff like that. You're gonna have to change your behavior, your habits, and your ways. I need to know that it's just me. I'm not finna go digging for shit. But what you need to show and prove. Listen, this is who I want. This is da da da. This is it. But this is what is going on. This is what's gonna happen. I'm I'm gonna assure you. Or like some people will bring her here. Let's do this and
Yeah.
do that. We ain't gotta do that. I just need to. I'm gonna have to gain that trust back.
Mm.
You're gonna have to show me a different you because you are who you are. And then sometimes habits. It's a habit. It's like I just can't get enough of this. Some people like new stuff.
Yeah.
So getting over it is very very hard. It's a work in progress. It don't happen overnight.
Yeah. You're right about that.
It don't happen overnight.
So that's another topic we're gonna talk about that real soon because we might need
Okay,
some.
cause
Go ahead.
right, we need some wine on
Yeah.
that. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I got a good one for you. Married but single. Okay, talk to me. But
Ooh,
go
let me write
ahead.
that down in my notes. Married but single. We are married, hey, but single.
Single.
Okay. So exoneration. So, and with forgiveness and exoneration, Z, that it's people who I have forgiven who don't even know that they've been forgiven because their actions won't even allow me to fuck with them to this day.
Absolutely.
It's people who I've been
Oh
forgave. They
yeah.
don't even know they're forgiven just
Yeah.
because I
They don't
still
even
won't
know.
fuck with them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Oh yeah.
So how do you, let's say when it comes to forgiveness and exoneration, how do you forgive and exonerate someone who has done something to you, but you see this person every day or you lay with this person every day? Like, I know we talked about the relationship aspect of it, but what about like a coworker? You don't really share any love or connection with that person, but you see them every day.
Right. I was just about to say I can remove myself from the situation, but if I work with them
Yeah.
every day, I can't. It's gonna be tough because, especially if they think they're right.
Mm.
So with me, I would have to pull them to the side. We have to have a conversation and see how that goes, because it has to be some type of medium somewhere. Because I can't work in a hostile environment, and then I don't know what this person thinking. They don't know what I'm thinking. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to, man up
Right.
and say, "Listen, can we talk?"
Right.
And if nothing happens from it, I would just go about my merry way. It would be hard if I have to see them every day and they don't want to diffuse the situation, or say I'm sorry, or say, could you forgive me, or could you excuse my actions, and so yeah, I have to pray about that one.
Because I mean, that's hard. I can
Yeah.
recall when we worked together, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll never mention any names, but there was
Right.
a young lady who had said some things that I mean, I'm not really easily offended by words, but she had just said something
Right.
because it was about a man and
Mm-hmm.
his partner who came in there and they had adopted a child, and she felt some type of way about it. You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that pissed me off to the core, because here you are talking about someone's sexuality in my face as if I'm not a reflection of that person. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Uh-huh.
And,
Uh-huh.
of course I forgave her, but I
Right.
was sitting there like, bitch. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
The hell? Who
And
are
I'm
you?
like, I can't sit over here with her. I'm about to
Right.
move you
Yeah.
or move her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to rip
Yeah.
out her urethra tube. Shit, you, you really ain't. Anyway, okay, let me get off that.
Okay.
So
Oh my goodness.
that brings us to point number 3: release.
Mm-hmm.
Release.
Mm.
So to release something means to let go of or to give
Yeah.
way to. When you put that in context with forgiveness, to forgive someone and then to release it means that release demands that you stop defining your life by the hurt that was
Mm.
done to you. It
Mm.
allows you to let go of the burden that was placed on your life. I'm going to say that
Mm.
again. So when you release after you forgive, that release demands that you stop defining your life by the hurt
Mm-hmm.
that was done to you. And it
Mm-hmm.
allows you to let go of the burden that was placed on your life.
Right.
So, can
Mm.
you think of any situations where you probably shouldn't have forgiven someone and gave them the release?
I would say family members, some close family members.
Mm,
Very, very close family members. When you have siblings,
yeah,
you fight, you argue. Everybody gonna be different. One may be jealous of the other one may just have a fly mouth.
yeah,
And me being the youngest sibling, it was hard.
yeah,
And then I'm the only one that don't have kids. And then you may hear conversations or do some things like that, or they may not like who you're dating, or some of the things you do in life and stuff like that. Feel like it should be done their way or another way. And you be trying to live up to the big sister, big, all that
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
So sometimes, look, let me tell you something. I'm finna live the way I want to live, and I'm just gonna let that go. How y'all been trying to make me feel like it should be this way, but it's gonna be my way right now. So everything that I thought that I should be doing because of what people told me,
mm-hmm,
I'm not gonna do that no more.
absolutely.
I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna let that go. And I'm gonna tell you a song that helped me with that. It's John P. Key, Release. You listen to that one too.
John P. Key release. I got my notes right here. Okay.
Yes.
I hope everybody
Yes.
is taking notes, because this is going to help y'all with forgiving. John P.
Yeah.
Key release. And I know you get some
Mm-hmm.
good songs too.
Oh, you do too now.
Yeah, look, I wake up with songs on my heart. I'll be like, let me sing this. This might help somebody like it helped
Okay.
me.
That's
And when we
it.
talk about relatives,
Yeah.
sometimes that has been a sensitive subject for me a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes relatives is the one that hurts you the most. But do we have to automatically forgive them and let it go because we're related?
I think that's what we've been doing most of our life.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes you have to turn that table and be like, look, I think it need to be a
Yeah.
conversation, because a lot of times, like, we'll release, don't say nothing about it. Sometimes you need to have them arguments. You got to break
Yeah.
up to make up. I learned that at a late age,
Mm.
because that stuff will weigh on you so bad. Even I should have said something. I need to say something. Or if they say something one more time, I'll say something. No, we need to do this now.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I asked you a question earlier too that, and I don't know why this just popped in my mind, but and it was about, have you ever forgiven somebody who you probably shouldn't have? And I was raped at 17 years old. Um, and I forgave those two men that did that.
Yeah.
They were not related to me.
Okay.
But one thing that every situation does not cause for you to blame yourself.
Right.
But in that situation, I definitely looked at my role in the situation. I mean, I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was in an environment with these grown men, gay men, that I had no clue who they were, what was going on, drinking and, doing shit that I probably shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
And it happened. And I was pissed. I was hurt. I was a lot of things. But I forgave them.
Wow.
And I think that situation right there alone at an early age taught me the importance of forgiveness, because at that moment I was like, this is the role that I play. Let me take accountability for my action in it. I let it go, and it didn't bother me anymore at that moment.
See? Wow.
So I just wanted to share that because I want to be very transparent for my listeners.
Right.
Like, this is our platform. So, so to recap, we hit 3 points about forgiveness today. The first one was the importance of forgiveness. You forgive other people to give yourself the peace.
Yeah.
It's not for the other person. Number 2, once you forgive, you then must exonerate the situation, which means you don't forget someone. I mean, you don't forgive someone and then continuously bring it up and hang it over their head. And then finally, you release it, let it go. You no longer allow that situation or that person to have that control over your life.
That's good.
Okay, so do you want to add anything else to the subject of forgiveness?
I don't. I think you hit all the, trigger points, and this really helped me tonight as well. So I thank you. That was good. Very good.
Is there anybody who you still haven't forgiven to this day?
No. I will say, when COVID hit, and then I'm at the funeral home and seeing all these people go day by day by day, I asked God. I said, listen, whoever has wronged me, I'm gonna let it go. And I'll say this to anybody who has done something to me, and you're listening, and you think I haven't forgiven you, I have. I've let it go. I've released it. You are exonerated. Okay? Yes.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, Z, it's always a pleasure. The third portion of my podcast episodes is called the plug session.
Okay.
And that's where anybody who has a business or they have music, they selling something, whoever you want to plug, or just a shout out for somebody to go check out their Instagram, whatever it is, this is the moment to plug those people.
Okay. Right now. Okay. Well, Cakes by Keon, he's in Decatur, young black male. And Post Surgery by Brenae Murphy. She's on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's BRENAE Murphy. For people who having surgery and they need people to watch their kids or babysit their dogs and stuff like that. She does that post-surgery stuff. And my sister, another Cookie Stripling's creation, she makes masks, car tags, t-shirts, and it's A Cookie Stripling on Facebook. So that's all I have right now.
And I have two. The name of the first one is Live Life Well. It's
Mm-hmm.
all one word. Her description, she makes do-it-yourself, all natural, organic products.
Mm.
She said some years ago, she found out about the harsh chemical the administration allow in our foods and beauty products that'll eventually cause cancer and
Oh,
other health
wow.
problems to your body. So she decided to do her research and
Mm-hmm.
change some of the traditional ways of doing things.
Mm.
She said, you won't be perfect in the way that you eat and the products that you use in your body, but there are alternative products that'll help make those small changes better health, better you. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So, so she has so many ideas for her customers. She said
Mm-hmm.
finally her products are not ordered then resold.
Good
She
deal.
buy organic herbs and she make everything herself.
Nice.
And she put all it together with her own hands and lots of love. Her website is www.livelifewell.
Live
That's
life well.
LIVLIFWEL.com. Or
Okay.
you can Google Live Life Well Linwood. And she does make some, I'm talking about she makes a natural teas. She make
Mm.
natural lotions and soaps and candles, like everything.
Okay.
So
Definitely check her
definitely go over
out.
there and check that out. And then there's a Pretty Paper Doll Hair.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Jasmine. She's a hairstylist. She's located in Indianapolis, but she's from Chicago. She
Mm-hmm.
specializes in natural hair and hair extensions.
Very
Her
nice.
goal is to ignite your beauty one strand at a time.
Oh.
She sells luxurious quality hair extensions. So to see her work, you can visit her Instagram at Pretty Paper Doll Hair. That's one word. Or you can book an appointment with her if you're in her area at www.prettypaperdoll.as.me.
Nice.
All right. So
Very
Z,
nice.
tell the people how they can check your food cuisines out, how they can look at your music, how they can you see your Instagram, all of that.
Okay, well, on Instagram, I am born, BORN, the number two sing, or MSNEKA75 at Instagram or IG, whatever. And I'm on YouTube, Miss Neka under Zara, ZARAH Records. I have a title album. It's called In My Ride, and it's a 13 songs on there. And also Zeneta Cooking with Zeneta Corine or Zeneta's Cuisine. That page is coming soon, but Zeneta, Miss Nika Stinson is on Facebook. So I would definitely keep you all posted on the things to come and some new music and some new food. And I thank you, Life Coach Ivan, for having me this evening.
Thank you so much,
You're
Zeneta. Thank you
welcome.
everybody for supporting. If y'all have not already subscribed, please subscribe to whatever platform you're listening from. Zeneta, thank you for being so transparent.
You're
Just so
welcome.
everybody know, we are streaming from Spotify, Pocket Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, the new Google Podcast app,
Okay.
Apple Podcasts. We got iHeartRadio, Pandora just came
Very
on
nice.
board, and some more. So I appreciate the support from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Much love, Zeneta.
Yes, much
I'll
love
see
to
you
you.
soon.
Absolutely. And congratulations, okay?
Thank you so
You're
much. Love
welcome. Love
you.
you too. Bye bye.
Bye.